A special day, the name Fascist Italy gave for its choreographed delirium. But Ettore Scola's A Special Day wasn't about the theatrical triumph of Hitler's official visit to Italy. It's about two ordinary individuals, tucked away from the public spectacle. Yet they find no sanctuary. Because nothing, not one's mind, not one's home, is beyond the iron grip of the toxic ideology. Scola's choice to open the film with the archival footage is important. Crowds, salutes, and ceremony. The totalitarian state first announces itself loudly. The film then withdraws into domestic spaces where its consequences are intimate and inescapable. A sweeping shot of a multi-story residential building on a chilly daybreak eases this transition from history into story. Antonietta, a housewife and mother of 6, is up before everyone else. She moves by force of habit and care, managing chores and handing out affection and discipline in the same breath. For her, this special day barely registers as one. The family, along with the other residents, proudly strides out in their parade uniforms, hoping for a glimpse of their leader. Apart from Antonietta, only the nosy old caretaker stays behind. After finishing the children's leftover breakfast while reading a racist comic strip, Antonietta begins cleaning up. An open window and an escaped mynah bird draw her across the courtyard where she meets Gabriele. When the doorbell rings, Gabriele is writing farewell notes. A gun on the desk suggests what Antonietta has interrupted. Even so, his hunger for human warmth makes him greet her with a gentleness she has likely never encountered in the fascist ideal of masculinity. Over the next few hours, they share a fragile intimacy. Antonietta responds to his warmth, then retreats from it, aware of guilt and the caretaker's constant scrutiny. The old woman warns her about Gabriele's anti-fascism. It is only on the communal terrace, when he rebuffs her advances, that Antonietta learns the true reason for his ostracization, his homosexuality. In A Special Day, Sophia Loren and Marcello Mastroianni, long established as embodiments of Italian sensuality, are stripped of their familiar personas. The curvy diva becomes a worn mother of 6, her sexuality dulled by routine and obligation. The polished Latin lover returns as a man for whom heterosexual desire is not only absent, but impossible. Even when they make love driven by Antonietta's desperate search for tenderness, the scene resists erotic spectacle. Sexuality serves as their shared prison. For Gabriele, desire is a criminal offense. For Antonietta, it is a marital chore. Her body is a site of domestic servitude, his a target for political persecution. To reunite the pair that radiated overt sexual charge and then hollow out their glamour is a calculated gesture. The muted sepia-toned cinematography is the opposite of Visconti's The Leopard or Coppola's The Godfather, where those tones evoked the grandeur of a lost era. The desaturated sepia here feels as if the world is covered in dust and ash. And this island of tenderness unfolds inside a country already exhausted by its own myths. The post-war Italian cinema sometimes sought refuge in victim consciousness, the idea that the masses were merely hostages to a militant few. Scola, however, refuses this exit strategy. He does not soften the crowd's radicalism. He lets the fascist masses drift off screen without caricature, leaving us with 3 distinct faces. Through them, we see the movement's full reach, the enforcer acting as the regime's all-seeing eyes, the true believer who has bought the myth to her own ruin, and the one the movement has already discarded. The spectacle outside keeps intruding through the radio. From the Roomba lesson to the coffee encounter, the rooftop kiss, and their brief intimacy, the regime's voice bleeds through the walls, refusing to grant them even a private hour. Now, it's tempting to call them innocent outcasts or natural allies, but politically and sociologically, they are more complex than the victimized other. Antonietta fits happily within the majority and embraces her role as a homemaker to bear the regime's future soldiers. She stays home for a simple reason. Her husband's salary doesn't allow the luxury of a maid. Moreover, Antonietta buys into the cult of Mussolini, arranging buttons to his profile and collecting his pictures and sayings into a scrapbook. She even tells a story about fainting at the sight of him on a horse. It's her own weird version of a divine conception. Gabriele's so-called victimhood is also complicated. He worked as a radio announcer at the state radio, giving voice to the language that erases people like him. After losing that voice, he takes a step toward agency. This is the film's cruelest paradox. Fascism destroys him. Yet in doing so, it briefly frees him, but won't save him. As evening falls, the people return, exhausted but satisfied. At the dinner table, Antonietta's husband declares that it's a fateful day. Yet the talk quickly dissolves into the trivial. Daily life resumes without reflection. Gabriele is taken away quietly, destined for internal exile. After refusing her husband's advances, Antonietta opens Gabriele's copy of The Three Musketeers. These moments do not promise transformation or catharsis, but there is a faint awareness, a crack in Antonietta's certainty. For a few hours, she was truly seen. That memory, however small, is its own quiet act of defiance. The delirium of that so-called special day has faded. History has moved on, but the habits it left behind have not.
Io non credo che l'inquilino del sesto piano sia antifascista. Semmai il fascismo è anti-inquilino del sesto piano.